Hello, everyone, and welcome to StonesThrow Cities Beneath. I'm Anna Prosser. I'm your host and player, and we are all here to play Dungeons and Dragons for you. If you are just joining us and have never heard of StonesThrow Cities Beneath before, you may want to pause and instead check out some of the other videos on our YouTube channel, namely the character reveal stream, the prologue stream, and or episode 1. This is a live play Dungeons & Dragons show that we stream every Wednesday night, featuring all of these lovely people. We're going to introduce ourselves one more time. I feel like people are going to know who we are eventually and we won't have to do this, but I want to go around just real quick, say who you are, your character's name, anything else that's relevant about you that you think you might want to share. I will go first. My name is Anna Prosser. I'm an actor and producer. I play Luna, the drow Myconid Underdarkling bard. And I'm going to tag Christina this time.
I knew that was going to happen, and my brain just went totally blank, so
You look so ready.
I know. That was all an illusion, but that's okay, because I do know this. I'm Christina, and I play Cassia. She's a wizard halfling, and I just used my last brain cell, so I'm gonna pass it to Bo.
Amazing. I get it. I get exactly how that feels too. What's up, guys? My name's Bo Bascoro. I play I was gonna say Lacan.
I was ready for it. I was like, we're trading. We're shuffling today.
I don't play Lacan. I play the Dragonborn Kadal. He is a monk Dragonborn Kuatoa. Fun fact about me is I'm a huge Digimon fan. And rolling it on over to Rachel.
I'm gonna start with my fun fact then. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and it's better, Bo. It's better.
Listen, all Mon are created equal, Rachel.
That's not even true.
Okay, we can have the Digimon versus Pokemon stream later. Let's not go there right now.
That's true. I'll need a couple hours for that one, Bo. But
Yeah.
I'm Rachel, aka Seltzer, and I'll be playing Lacan. Lacan is a human fighter with a background from the Duergar side of his family, and that manifests in like his grayish skin, his whitish hair, and his long elfish ears, and not at all in his penchant for collecting beautiful trinkets and adorning himself. He's a fussy boy, and I'm very excited to play him for y'all today.
Doily live.
Doilies.
And last but not least, our Dungeon Master.
That's me. I am the Dungeon Master. I am Nathan Sharp, and I'm going to run this game. Can we run this game?
Well, first, just a couple housekeeping things.
No.
Yep, sorry. If you're watching live, don't forget there's lots of commands that you can use in chat to find out more about the show. If you want to see any of the characters' character sheets that should be also updated live with their HP and everything like that, spell slots, you can use ! And that character's name in order to see that info about that character as well as their character sheet. This is a small independent production, and one of the ways that we get support is from people who want to support us. So if you're like, you know what, I find myself wanting to give them a little tip for such a great performance, you can also use ! Tip jar in chat to pull up the link to send us a little tip. No pressure, we're just glad you're here. And another one of those housekeeping things that I wanted to say is thank you so much to everyone who's already made this such a huge, vibrant community of people who want to help us tell this story. That was one of our biggest hopes for this show, and we already have some amazing fan art and stories and cosplay and animation and jewelry, amazing stuff that you guys are making that's really helping to inspire and guide us as we tell this story, so thank you so much. I also want to point out, with the Kadal and Lacan mix-up here, that, like, none of us talked about our names beforehand, and the similarity between all of them and the similarity in sounds between all of them was completely unintentional. So I don't know what that means, but do with it what you will. And now let's play Dungeons & Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Our harmony began before we even met.
Destiny.
You're muted, Nate.
Previously on StonesThrow. That's what I get for using online mute and not my own mute. Can't trust anything on the internet. Previously on StonesThrow, Cities Beneath. Troop B84 were assigned to their first mission. Their mission to serve the prefecture of Raynor. They've been assigned to a retrieval mission in which cadets are sent to recover items, objects, or belongings of Rainers that have somehow made their way outside of the city walls. Before turning in for the night, Major Zarnis, a higher-ranking official and a friend of our party's monk, Kadal, asked for one last spar before they set off. During the spar, he informed Kadal that their troop leader, Lieutenant Marlowe, is suspect to be a doppelganger, and the real Marlowe has been missing. Zarnis asked Kadal to take a covert mission unknown to the brass, spy on Marlowe, prove this theory, and if necessary, take him down. With the spar coming to an end, y'all are in your room, getting ready to turn in for your last night before your first mission.
Does we being in our room include our roommate Pluck?
Pluck is not there, and has not been for a few days.
Is he part of our troop or just our roommate?
As far as you're concerned, he was part of your troop. You didn't see too much of him, and as of late, he has just not been around at all.
Have we asked Lieutenant Marlowe about that, and has he said anything?
Do you want to have?
I think we'd be curious where he's been.
Okay. So we can retroactively say, because there was a few weeks skip, so some events we haven't gone over could have happened. So no mystery. All you've been told is Pluck has been reassigned.
Mine and Christina's jaws dropped at the same time. We went,
Attached.
what?
What will Lacan do without his bestie?
Lacan is trying not to be noticed, just like sulking in his book, but he hasn't turned a page. He's news struck, and his eyes aren't even moving. They're just staring into the fold in the center.
I need you to know that in the Discord they've been planning a bingo card for the show, and one of the things is Lacan sulks and reads a book at the same time.
I did not see this bingo sheet, and I feel a certain feeling.
That is incredible.
Why are the reads so good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess if we're going on a mission, I don't know, like, do we pack or anything? Luna doesn't know, so Luna's just kind of like bopping around watching people, being a weirdo and hanging from the bed and trying to learn what she's supposed to do, I suppose.
Kadal, in the meantime, is he has his stuff already packed, and he's kind of like sitting at the edge of his bed and kind of being solemn, festering over what Zarnis said to him, and not brooding, but just kind of zoned out on that. He's given a good.
And Kadal, you shared all this with us, the conversation.
I haven't yet.
Noted. Okay. Which it makes sense that Pluck is the biggest and worst thing to happen to me tonight. Then.
Yeah. Well, we're preoccupied because Pluck's not even here, so we're like, I've got a lot on my shoulders right now.
What's on your shoulders?
Well,
I don't see anything. She reaches down and starts like brushing your shoulder off.
thank you. Stop, please.
Okay.
Guys, Master Zarnis asked a favor of me during training, and I don't really know how to say that. Kadal's just like the worst with words, so he's like, and he keeps just like stumbling, like,
Maybe you can act it out.
Okay, so Marlowe?
Question mark?
Marlowe. I just, guys, I don't know if Marlowe's the real Marlowe.
Lacan chuckles into his book.
What's so funny, Lacan?
I feel really validated for how shitty I've been treating Marlowe these past couple weeks. I knew there was something off about him.
Okay, well, while we were training, Master Zarnis said that they also, you can't tell anyone this. Being my
I don't have anyone to tell anything except you guys.
That's a great point. So they think that Marlowe's not the real Marlowe. They think
Well,
that.
Remember my friend Kastrid, who I gave 3 gold, and then she gave us back the pin that she didn't. I don't know. Remember my friend Kastrid? She said that too.
Yeah. Yeah! Oh! Well. Okay.
So what do we do?
Zarnis asked me to keep an eye on Marlowe and just kind of keep track of his whereabouts. And I feel like we could all be doing this. I don't know. It's really confusing. He's telling me not to trust the higher ups. I don't know. What do you guys think? Kadal's frazzled because he's like, this is really weird because I trust Master Zarns with my life. I trust Master Zarns with everything because he's raised me and we have this bond. But also, I was raised in the Order Under, so Kadal is like kind of blind faith with the higher ups. So he's really confused with what to do. So frazzled and kind of back and forth. Like, I don't really know what to do. I'm confused, guys.
Cassia,
Well, go ahead.
Cassia, it has her bag all packed too, but she opens it up and takes out a pine cone, and she walks over to Kadal and just puts it in his hands and says, "Do this and breathe." We can do this. We've done plenty of cool spy stuff.
We've done very little together as a team, but I believe in us. I believe, yeah.
Let's go
you're right.
over exactly what Zarnis said. He said Marlowe might be an imposter, as in, like, he's been faking his identity since he got here, or someone has a terrifying Marlowe mask on, and we're gonna need to rip that thing off.
Kadal's just like kind of engaged. He's like, whoa, this is really pleasant. This is kind of like
It's
a
working.
pressure kind of thing.
Yeah, it's an old trick from my grandpa.
Sorry, so what were we saying?
Your grandpa who smells like the funky fungus?
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, but we're focusing. We're focusing.
Right. Okay. So from what it sounds, they think that the Marlowe that we've been training with might be an imposter. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Above board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Do I know
that was one thing I was gonna say. Is if there's something your character knows, but you as a player forgot, you can always ask me. And if your character knows,
do I know that it's a like a shapeshifter? Or
yes, it was a doppelganger, which is a being that is a shapeshifter. So it's something that has taken the form of Marlowe.
It's a doppelganger, which is a being that is a shapeshifter, and it's taken the form of Marlowe.
Oh, a doppelganger? Well, that's really different than just putting on a rubber mask. Cassia is really unnerved by that, and she goes back to her bag, and she takes out another pine cone and just kind of absentmindedly also starts doing this. We're going to start a fire.
Do any of us know anything more about doppelgangers?
I was just going to ask what kind of check I could roll to see if it would be Arcana or History.
That would be. Well, I will say that more or less, Zarnis conveyed more information because he did tell you that short of one of the only real ways to reveal a doppelganger is to kill it.
Right.
But if anyone would like to, they can roll. I think that would be Let's just say insight.
All of us, or
Whoever wants to know more, right?
Yeah, whoever wants to know more.
I want to know more.
No.
I want
Dang
Luna
it.
to know more.
Well, who might know more?
I
Oh,
rolled a
rolled a
21.
I should know. Oh, damn.
I rolled a 4.
Where's the insight button? There it is.
You were busy learning about farm animals and you didn't learn about doppelgangers.
I had a 7.
I think something Cassia does is she reads things and then immediately forgets. So she knows that she's read that and she knows she should be scared, but she doesn't remember why. Just like the cloak.
Luna, you know that doppelgangers are, in fact, shapeshifters. They take the form of somebody they see. Let's see. They take the appearance of humanoids. And they can look like an identical twin.
Is there
You-
anything more I might know about, like, how to notice if something is a doppelganger?
So the only way to notice is that for the most part, there aren't exactly signs like viewable because they're gonna be an exact copy. Let's see, you do know that the transformation doesn't impart languages, mannerisms, memory, or personality. So it's only a physical shapeshift. So any information or intel or anything that is Marlowe-like that it does convey would have been attained by other means.
My bunk is above Kadal's bunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna... When I was hanging down and brushing off his shoulder and he told me to quit it, I went back into my bunk. But now that they're talking about doppelgangers, and I remember Luna just kind of like... right, like upside down face in front of Kadal's face. I know everything about doppelgangers. I know that sometimes they look exactly like the thing, but then they can't remember anything that person remembers, and they can't speak languages that person speaks. So what things has Marlowe done that you might remember that this person wouldn't remember because you've been here forever?
Lacan's kind of like leaned away from like the info dump of Luna, but very interested in watching you, Kadal.
Because we can catch him in a lie.
Well, the question is, when did the doppelganger step in and replace Marlowe? And he like pushes her just a little bit away from his face, just like that far.
Boop.
But thank you for the information. Okay. So if the doppelganger, depending on when the doppelganger became the doppelganger, he wouldn't know the things that we would know about Marlowe.
Like, when you were little, did you have like a weird haircut or anything?
Well, mostly because no, I didn't have hair, but I definitely remember when I had my first shed.
Oh.
Was Marlowe around then?
He would, I don't think this is information Yubo would have, but Kadal would have it. He would not have been there that young. He's been present at the Order Under for just a few years. It hasn't been the longest term.
I don't remember because I've just been here for a few years. It hasn't been the longest term.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. You have been here like as long as you can remember.
I've been here as long as I can remember.
Marlowe has only been at the Order Under for a few years, and you can convey that to them.
Marlowe hasn't been here that long. He wasn't here for my mulching.
So, assuming the doppelganger took over for him while he was already here, can you remember if anything about him changed? Did he go from left-handed to right, or suddenly get really into a new genre of music?
Would Kadal would Kadal notice anything, or ooh, what am I allowed to know as Kadal?
Roll insight and let me see what we can do with that.
Because it's a 9
Mhm.
Out of 10?
out of 10 times 2.
So I would say that you kind of feel that like maybe the pressure of trying to figure out how to catch him in the act right now might be causing you to draw blanks, as well as you're closing in on lights out before your first mission. And he did say, Zarnis did mention that, like he doesn't really expect much to come of this until you get back from mission.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to ponder.
The pressure, the performance anxiety, all of that. I've just made bark dust out of this acorn. So there's too much on my mind right now. I'm drawing a blank.
I was wondering about that because your hands are so much bigger than Cassia's. As you're like rubbing it, I'm picturing like chips
Just
flying
dust.
off of it. Like,
It's just dust now.
That's okay. That's what it's for.
I should go wash my hands. He goes to wash his hands. There's nothing. I can't really think. But Zarn said just keep track, keep an eye on him, and if there's anything out of the ordinary, just keep tabs, I guess.
maybe we could find Marlowe's house and see if he's there.
Yes, let's go to Marlowe's house.
That's not a bad idea.
Thank you.
Wait. Okay, but we have the mission tomorrow. And do you think that should take priority? I mean, we don't even know how long he's been the doppelganger. If he even is the doppelganger.
Oh, hey, Luna, remember that time your voice was in our heads?
Yes?
Yeah.
Ah.
Do you... I'm almost used to it. Love that you can do that. What if you were inside Marlowe's head?
Well, then he could hear me. But he can hear me outside his head too.
Yeah, I don't really know if that would do anything. Unless you could read his mind or something.
Yeah, you can't do that, right?
You can't do that, right?
Let me see.
No,
I
maybe,
believe a Dwargar racial passive that prevents that. At
Oh, okay.
I was
contact
thinking
with
of
you.
grass.
I was having
At that point, you hear a loud knock saying, E84, it's lights out.
Yes.
Marlowe.
Who was it? Did we recognize the voice?
No, it's someone.
Oh, I thought it was Marlo.
The whole room
I
got
was
very
so
tense
nervous.
for a second.
Pounce on him.
We're gonna
Random
have
voice.
zero chill around Marlo.
This is
I
good
know.
sleepover energy.
Random voice.
All right. Okay.
2 a.m. We're getting weird with it.
He's getting his composure. Kadal's like, okay, let's focus on the mission for tomorrow. Let's rest up. We can worry about it tomorrow. Let's just go to sleep. As he's like, we should just go to sleep.
I'm going to cast guidance on Kadal. And just like before I go back into my bunk from upside down, I'm just gonna boop him on the nose and say, "It'll be okay. Night night." And then now you get D4 to add to your ability check. So if you need like a Constitution check or something to get to sleep, you can have D4.
That's all. Thanks, Luna.
You're welcome. Good night.
Night. Do we sleep now?
Yeah, everyone can take a long rest,
Hooray!
Oh, yes.
which is at the top of your character sheet, and that will restore everything. Your HP, your spell slots, all that good stuff.
Long rest.
Khan turns around and puts out the single candle atop the doily on the table behind his head. Opens book
With
up.
like
doesn't
the
even-
bronze candlestick holder.
Not even, you have one of those like, yeah, the little like thing that sets on top of the candle.
Mhm.
A lot.
Snuff.
And it's like more expensive than my house.
Does Lacan also have the like goated Night of Sleep PJs with like the white and blue stripes and the hat?
Yeah, but
You're just
they're
the
like
carrier.
just a little bit old timey too, and so they've got like a little Peter Pan collar still, like maybe a sleep ascot, I think.
Amazing.
Sleep ascot.
Oh my
You
lord.
gotta have a sleep ascot.
Your throat can get cold at night. That's terrible for.
He's just got a
Good
piece
night.
of cloth for every occasion.
Hey, Lacan, do you have an extra sleep ascot that I could borrow?
Of course, he pulls it out immediately and hands it to Cassie.
From his sleep ascot drawer.
Yeah, well, he's packed mostly, so it's in
Right.
his sleep ascot. He's got the little square zippered bags. It's very compact, but
Right.
So
right,
emphatic about it. Like, yeah. Do you not?
and a fool travels with a
that's
single
nice.
sleep ascot.
So, with everyone getting their long rest, you are woken up by first light as the yellowish orange light rays fade in through the window. And you hear footsteps and movement of other cadets waking up. And you hear a voice giving an announcement you've gotten pretty used to hearing on a weekly basis. And I will say it is not Marlowe's voice. It is somebody else that you are not familiar with. But it is words you are familiar with.
Luna.
And you hear, okay.
Luna only trances. She doesn't sleep, so she doesn't need to be at rest for as long as everybody else. So you've learned that it's kind of a frequent occurrence that Luna is just being somewhere weird when you wake up. But right now, as soon as Cassia wakes up, Luna is sitting at the foot of her bed, cross-legged, staring at her face, waiting for her to wake up.
Hey, Luna.
Good morning, it's mission day.
Almost used to that.
She
Is
scampers
everything
off.
okay? Oh, okay. Oh, that
As you
sleep
all
ascot was
hear,
tight.
you all hear from the hallway, may all cadets scheduled for missions please report to your troop leader's office.
That's Marlo.
Kadal just, he woke up excited, totally forgot about the night before, was like, mission day. And here's that order and goes,
The like camera widening.
yeah. Damn it. Yep. So, so is it Lacan and I? Lacan.
No, he said may all, not male.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. May
I heard
all.
it too.
great. Guys,
Only the men.
only male.
I love that you didn't
wow. I was
question
like,
that.
huh.
You were just like, yep, mm-hmm.
Okay.
May every cadet.
Kadal just
He corrects
good
himself.
soldier
I
fall.
realize in retrospect I might have flubbed the pronunciation. This announcement applies to every cadet.
Lacan heard right the first time that it was ever, and so he does not understand why Kadal is seeking such strong eye contact, but he's going to
Yeah.
maintain it for as long as he needs.
Before the person made the announcement, he's looking at Lacan like, and then then the person makes the corrected announcement, and then he turns to Cassia. Huh? I need support.
Everyone,
I'll take your finger.
Lacan
If
feels
we're-
strangely abandoned.
if we're going to Marlo's office, we can look around and see if we notice anything weird.
Okay, how about this? We'll go in. Let's just keep our heads in ready for the mission. If we happen to notice something, keep your eyes out. But let's just focus on the mission.
I believe in you all. I believe that you have amazing perception. You boop, you boop, you boop. All amazing perception. I cast guidance on all of you, so you can each get D4 added to your ability rolls. So in case you happen to roll perception or, investigation while you're in there.
It's like Peter Pan just took Tinkerbell and went, you.
Yeah. Yeah. Pixie dust.
All right. Well, let's keep our eye out, guys. Nothing phases him now. Kadal's like drinking the potion. Yeah. Confidence potion. Let's go.
Do we have all our stuff with us?
Yeah, you would pack essentials for the mission. So like personal belongings that might be like a bit too cumbersome, maybe not, you would leave back here. But I mean, like if you got doilies in your bag, I'm sure that's fine. So, bring what you want. But if everyone is getting up and heading out, you all find yourselves in a long hallway with white cobblestone walls and wood floors. Each side of the hallway, and you probably would have been here before, but each side of the hallway has several doors roughly 20 feet apart. Each door with the name of all of the higher-ups next to them. And between each door are wooden stools, many of which are lined with cadets awaiting for their debriefing. The first door on the right, is Lieutenant Marlowe's office, where you are expected to wait.
Like, we're supposed to sit on the stools and wait?
Mm-hmm.
Are we going in one at a time?
Are we going in
one? It's one troop at a time. As, I don't know if I've made this clear. Your characters would know this, but maybe you wouldn't. There's many troops and not an equal amount of higher ups. So Marlowe is not necessarily just your troop leader.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
Okay.
So is his like a troop goes in, shuts the door behind themselves, and then yap, and they come out again, and the next one goes in?
Yep.
I feel like we're all sitting in front of like the principal's office, like all.
It does have that vibe.
Yeah. And like me being the bigger one, I also like I have my knees are pronated and like my hands are on my knees and I'm like trying not to be nervous and like also excited because it's the mission, but I've got that baggage of who's Marlowe on my shoulders.
Are there any other cadets from Marlowe's retinue waiting in the hallway with us?
Nope.
Then I would like to go up and listen at the door to Marlowe's office, if I could. Like, just kind of casually lean against it and put my long, regular human ear to it.
The doors are pretty heavy, so it's not likely you'll hear much, but go ahead and roll perception.
17?
Okay. You don't hear anything. And as you're kind of leaned up against, can you also make a, let's say either...
Wait, do I get guidance on that, sir?
Sure. If you'd like to.
I would.
Guidance applies to perception, right?
Yeah, it's an ability check.
Oh, ability, yeah. Is it just the one, or is it for an amount of time?
I think it's just once.
Okay.
Let me double check.
Okay.
Rolled a 3, which makes my 17.
Total of 20. Okay. You still don't hear anything. And as you're doing that, would you mind rolling either performance or stealth, whichever is higher for you? Because I'm assuming you're leaning, and you're trying to play off that you're listening in, right?
We'll go with performance because I have a disadvantage on stuff.
Okay.
Just in case the door is opening, before we went in, I want to cast Detect Magic. So I just have that going.
Okay.
And is guidance a once-off, or is that a time frame?
I think we established it's a one-off.
One-off, okay.
The guidance thing, yeah, it's once.
Then I have a low 14.
Okay.
For performance.
Before they are able to take note of your actions, you see, walking towards you down the hall, is Copperlight. As he kind of is looking down at papers and walking towards you. So you're kind of able to take sight of him and then just kind of like lean off of the wall and resume unsuspicious actions.
He's the only one here I respect. Him and Bastard.
Hell yeah.
Just gonna straighten up for him.
But then at that point, you all see this bluish gray skin dwarven creature, a Dwergar, who is Major Copperlight. And he looks to you and says to you, "Troop VA, please follow me," as he turns around and begins to walk away.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What about Marlowe?
Doesn't turn around and keeps walking.
Do I sense any magic?
Mm-mm.
I try to look under the door of Marlowe's office really quick before we walk away, once his back is turned.
These doors go to the floor. So,
Oh.
So annoying that of this stellar craftsmanship. It's almost like the military wants privacy.
Unbelievable.
Like a Japanese bathroom.
It's taking an unprecedented action of listening at the door. That's
It's incredible.
nobody's ever done that before.
With the privacy button on.
That was a good idea.
I'm pouting that I didn't get my chance to detect magic inside Marlowe's office, but I follow.
We follow.
So if everyone follows, he brings you into his office. And his office's first impression is it's almost jarring with how fancy and well maintained it is. The walls are lined with dark stained wood shelves filled with books. It's moodily lit with large candles and sconces all over the walls. And at the far end of the room is a stone fireplace that is lit. Before you are 4 wooden chairs in front of a large desk covered in documents and folders. He walks behind the desk that's just about as tall as he is. And then he kind of disappears when he hops into the chair behind it, as you hear a repeated kind of cranking sound, like as the chair incrementally gets a little higher and higher until he is now actually able to be over the desk.
Yeah. Amazing.
Do I
And we were all,
detect
like, in a
anything
line.
magical in here?
What magic does it detect? Can you read it to me?
I usually don't have detect magic, so I'm very excited. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. Let me see.
I bet all the
something.
doors are exactly 3 feet of wood. Which is
That
insane now that
would
I'm
be
saying it out loud.
crazy. You do detect magic in this room.
I'll use my
Specific-
action to see where it is.
You see that aside from the fireplace itself, the candles and sconces are magic.
Ooh.
That's pretty normal, right?
It's not crazy, no. And their school
feel
is
like-
evocation.
What's that?
So all spells, all magic have a different school of magic they come from. Evocation, let me look up the definition. Evocation is elemental effects.
Candles, fire.
So, question.
Yes.
Lacan grew up, in the upper areas, kind of closed society, and doesn't get to actually hang out with a lot of, straight descended Dwergar, but was always told by his family that they were very, Spartan folk and didn't put a lot of stock into things being this nice. Is it, a known thing about Copperlight that he runs counter to this in any way, or is that just like a thing that his family was holding on to that maybe doesn't hold as true at like the rest of the societal levels?
You're not really sure. It's not, you've never been in his office and you've never heard any kind of speak of him having a place like this. And in addition to that, you at one point have probably been in Marlowe's office, which is much more basic, minimal. It definitely seems like there's some custom interior design going on in his office specifically.
So Luna walked in, like, looked really, really closely at one of the candles and then was like, and then walks over to one of the chairs, and instead of going around to sit in the chair, she just kind of climbs over the back of it to sit in it.
Lacan was going to maybe pull out a chair for Luna, but now just pulls out another chair for Cassia and waits.
Oh, that's so nice. She curtsies and sits in the
chair back in. And then Lacan looks at Kadal and kind of like half gestures, like it's if you'd like. Not sure, like no.
Kadal just wants to stand. Kadal like is standing behind Luna and Cassia with like the at attention, hands behind the back thing.
Mm-hmm.
Lacan sits since he's been invited to.
As Copperlight says to you, thank you for joining me. Under normal circumstances, your troop leader would be giving you this debriefing, but Lieutenant Marlowe seems to have fallen ill, so I'll be stepping in for him until he's feeling better.
What kind of ill?
Oh, the sick kind. Probably the weather.
How long has he been ill, sir?
He kind of looks back for it, says, I'm not entirely sure. I found out just this morning that he won't be able to work today. And that's all I know about this.
Yeah, that's fine. We're not really that interested anyway.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal.
That seems like a perfectly logical and normal response to that information.
Yeah, you're
Anyway.
right, sir.
General Basterfield has informed me that you've had some experience with above artifacts, correct?
Were we told to keep that to ourselves?
We decided that we weren't going to tell them that we have the pin ourselves. We
Right.
told them that we lost it, but they know that we were on the mission with it.
Cool. Yes, sir.
Splendid.
Incredibly little experience, sir, as we were quickly parted from the artifact.
Right.
We
Very
were not
cool.
Well,
prepared.
some's more than none, as I always say.
That's all we got, really.
Wise.
All we have.
That is what you always say.
Well, apparently these things have become all of the rage, because we have reports that 2 artifacts have been stolen last week.
From who?
And where?
I have more information that I will be giving to you in this
Yes, sir.
debriefing.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Wouldn't this be a briefing, sir?
It would it?
Kadal slowly looks at Luna like,
You might have got me there. Thank you. You kind of pick up that out of all of the higher ups, correcting Copper kind of feels like maybe the safest one. He seems like the most easygoing.
well
Just
played.
wondering.
Says 2 artifacts were taken last week. A circular amulet with strange tentacles coming out of it. And a pair of dice that glow in the hands of some.
Dice.
Dice.
We got dice down here.
Oh, we have dice. Glowing ones are a little more special, but dice are dice.
So
And you said these were above artifacts, sir? What makes
Yes.
you certain of that?
Well, there's no history that we have recorded of them. They don't seem to fit in with any kind of craftsmanship that we've seen down here in the Order Under, in Raynor, or even all of the Cooperative. Generally, when something is completely unidentifiable, it is considered and very likely to be an above artifact. Your mission is to locate and retrieve these artifacts and bring them back here to Raynor.
Luna is like bursting with questions because, you know, he said he's going to give them all the information, so she's trying not to ask the questions, but she's just like...
I will take questions once I have given all the information that is necessary at first, and if there's more that I can help with, I'm happy to. As far as who may have them, it's a little boring, but there seems to be a camp of thieves about a day or so's travel outside of Raynor. We have among them a mole planted. Amongst these bandits, there is a member of the Order Under, Officer Jaw Ripper. They've been a mole at this camp of thieves for about 2 weeks now. I feel like you want to say something, so I will allow it.
Jaw Ripper? How did they get the name Jaw Ripper? Why Jaw Ripper?
Oh, it's a family name. They are a half-orc, and this is a traditional naming scheme.
Oh, that's normal then.
Aye. So, Officer Jaw Ripper is among them now. They were sent on this mission as retrieval and reconnaissance. But the intel is going so well that they are bringing back to us that we don't want to compromise her position. So, you will be meeting up with her to discuss a plan to collaborate. Because we want to keep her there and keep this going as long as is safe.
How will we identify her when we see her?
To add, does Kadal know Jaw Ripper?
That's a great question. Roll
I will.
insight.
Insight, show me potato salad. 11.
You have seen her around, but you've never actually met.
Okay.
But you know that this is Officer Risha Jaw Ripper. And she is a half-orc, and she is, from what you know, pretty badass. That's all you really got.
I know what she looks like, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd be able to identify her. And he says, with this rendezvous, she will be informed to meet you outside of the thieves' camp. So you won't be meeting her face-to-face in the thick of this. You'll be meeting somewhere safer to formulate a plan with her before trying to go in for retrieval.
Cassia is very relieved at this information because when she heard that there were 2 artifacts, all she could think was like, that's double the 1 artifact that was before, and therefore could be double the destruction, and she doesn't want to have to carry any of them. So this information is a relief. We can do that.
Well, you will be meeting up with her. However, after you make this plan, your plan is very likely, even though it will start collaboratively, it may involve you teaming up against her in order to sell this story. By no means is anyone ordered to do true harm to each other, but perhaps a little scratch here and there to sell them a show. With that...
So, you want us to
Yes.
lie?
In a way, that will be something to ask Officer Jaw Ripper, as the details of the plan will best be formulated by her once you are there.
But we shouldn't lie to you.
I would very much prefer you not.
Okay.
Are there any other questions?
Me and
Like when Luna's like, but we shouldn't lie to you, Lacan would kind of cut in pretty quickly and be like, sir, You seem to understand the situation out there pretty well. Is there any extra equipment, any extra materials we should be bringing to guarantee our best chance of success here? Perhaps something that would endear the thieves to us.
As of now, you should be pretty equipped to take this on your own. Not on your own. That was poor wording. You should have everything you already need for this. As far as what the plan will be, it could be a covert mission. You could be brought in as fake prisoners. You could be raiding their camp. Again, this is on Officer Jawripper. She will have a much better lay of the land.
When he says you should have everything you need, Lacan puts his hand kind of protectively over his pack and is silently grateful that he did pack the candlestick. He had wavered. Certainly that's what you mean.
Is there anything else you feel needs to be conveyed?
So Kadal asks, just to clarify,
Yes.
sir, we're going to meet Lieutenant Jaw Ripper,
Officer.
Officer Jaw Ripper, on the outskirts of the thieves' camp.
Yes. It is a rendezvous point that will be given to you via map.
And we don't have the map now. You're not going to give us the map?
We will give you the map.
Fantastic.
He hands you the map.
Do you know
Thank you, sir.
anything about these thieves? Like where they come from or why they steal stuff?
Yes, we do.
Can you tell us?
No, we cannot.
Why?
That is not vital to your mission going out there and is therefore classified.
How will we know what to lie to them if we don't know what they already believe?
Ask Officer Jawripper.
Okay.
Sir, what exactly does the word above mean?
Well, the story goes that the sky fell, and we all went down. So whatever the sky was, I'm assuming it's what was very, very above. And it was above what is now above, and then we went below. So, above means it is undern't us.
Cassia's like math lady meme.
Kadal's like,
This is as they recite it in the teaching, so Lacan's just like, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. I read it in the sacred text.
Obviously.
Yeah, I
From
think
my
Cassia's-
understanding, an above artifact more or less means something that was taken down here from before that happened. So something from a time and place that no one knows.
Yes, the sky seems to refer to a great collection of these artifacts, tightly packed, and they're scattered now across the land with the fall. Lacan volunteers incorrectly to Cassia.
So with this, do you accept this mission on behalf of Raynor and the Order under and swear to better the cooperative?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very well. At that point, he walks over to a bit of a darker corner in the room, just somewhere where the light's not hitting as much. And
We can see him.
yeah, you can see it.
I just imagine him like falling into shadow.
Just
And we're
Batman's
just like,
out.
where's he going?
We all have dark vision, sir.
Yeah.
But he goes into this corner of the room and he approaches something you hadn't quite noticed before, but what seems to be a small metal cage. And he opens it up and something crawls out of the cage onto him. A strange little creature that at first you might think was a bat. At first glance, at least. But as you get a better look at it, I will drop a picture of this in resources and perhaps it will come up on screen. You see this thing.
It's so
Love
cute.
it.
Wow.
It's so gross
this-
and cute.
It's a baby.
Its tiny little fleshy pink body, and its wings almost look decayed, and it's got a little head and this needle-like snout.
It really does look very fleshy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a kiwi bird on top of like a Siamese cat bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like a Sphinx cats.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Does
But,
it have
like-
a name? Do we recognize it?
Roll. Everyone can roll insight.
8.
16.
13.
1.
Okay.
You're
12
holding it
and
too
above.
high up.
You just
12 and
vomit.
above you 12 and above you recognize that this is a sturge, a flying little kind of rodent type thing. As Copperlight says to you, so this is, he's holding him in his hands. This is Skater.
Skeeter or skater?
Skeeter. Like a mosquito. This thing's
Like,
very,
like-
very small.
A very restrained wave to Skeeter.
Says, take him with you on your way out. He's very well trained and he'll part ways with you pretty early on in your journey. As you see, kind of winces a little bit and he grabs hold of Skeeter and tries to pull him off. And you see the needle kind of like stretching a little bit as it's like
Needle, like from his beak?
no, the beak itself is not a hard beak. It's like flesh, so it kind of stretches. You can see it's like suctioning, and he has to like pull it off, almost like a leech.
Ew.
Oh.
So cute. I'll hold my hands out for him.
Why are we taking this with us?
You see him fold up a piece of paper and puts it in a tiny little backpack that he then fastens.
Oh.
He says, once you get to a certain point, Skeeter will take it from there. He will part from you and deliver a message to the officer that you will be rendezvousing with.
Cool.
And
Nice.
you see a little blood is dripping down his hand, and he says, and he just ate, so as long as you don't take too long, he shouldn't get hungry again for a while.
I still am holding my hands out for him.
Copperlight hands you. Just
I
crawls
make a
up.
little nest in my hair and put him in.
Amazing.
Nice. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So it's-
Does he look happy?
Kill everything for him.
Yeah, it's nice and cozy in there.
He
Good.
looks cozy. His whole body is like burrowed and hiding in this, while his little like weird mosquito head snout thing is just like sticking out.
Look
Does
at
he
him
make
on my
sounds?
head.
Hasn't made a sound yet, but maybe.
How often do they need to eat? Should we be worried about feeding them?
Does he have a bedtime or a favorite nighttime song?
Yeah.
He'll be parting ways with you ideally in a few hours. So
Oh,
you most likely don't with it. He'll be leaving pretty early in your journey.
What if
He
gets
knows when to
scared?
go. He won't. He's a trooper. Possibly the bravest being in all the Order under.
brave little Skeeter. I
So
will.
with that, I wish you luck.
Thank you, sir. We all give the salute, whatever it may be.
Whatever
Oh,
it
we
may
gotta talk
be.
about that.
In the meantime, the interim. Thank you, sir.
And that's probably a good BRB, yeah?
Oh wow, it's already break time.
Wow.
Break time.
Hey.
We will be back in 5 minutes. Grab your snacks, check your character sheets, take deep
Hydrate.
breaths, drink lots of water. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Stretch. Grab a snack. Yeah. All right.
Cheers to you. Hopefully you're hydrated, you're snacked, you're ready for the second half of Stones Throw Cities Beneath, episode 2, with Skeeter.
Skeeter the Sturge.
He's just in my hair with this little backpack.
Mhm.
I like to think he can take off his little backpack, so he like took it off and like put it in his nest.
Or the front of him.
Yeah.
I want to do his hair.
I want to know how a backpack fits on him, but also I don't care.
So, y'all are ready to go. Setting out on first mission. Approach the gates of the outer city walls. Most of you probably have only ever seen this from a distance, but up close it is much more intimidating.
Oh.
You come to a stop at the massive main gates. Solid double doors, about 60 feet tall.
Are we with the other, like, standing in formation with other cadet troops kind of all
Yeah.
there?
Yep, there are dozens of you here, every one of which has a whole wide variety of expressions, all different species. Some people looking nervous, some people looking excited, some people determined. There's just an entire spectrum of expectations.
Do we look like the coolest troop? I mean, I know we do, but I just want to hear you.
Yeah. And we're probably the
Hell-
most attractive one.
Let's let Dice decide.
Okay.
Is this a roll for hotness?
Who hasn't used guidance yet?
This is a roll for aura.
Uh-huh.
You don't have the most aura here for sure.
But what about attractiveness?
Little better.
Hey!
Okay.
And I feel better.
That's not nothing.
Mhm.
That's not nothing.
Who
Alright.
does have the most aura? Like, do we know their troop number? Have we identified them and been like,
Yeah, can we?
I love that Nate could not have predicted that this is what we would want to spend our time on.
We like after
Who's
that
the
roll
hottest
too,
troop? Can we fight them?
I just want to know who it is.
We're like
it-
standing at the door, but we're also looking at everyone else like,
What makes them the better troop?
but we got a little bit. We're a little
They've been, like,
hotter though.
Yeah, we're a little hotter. We just don't have as much aura.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because Luna's a weirdo, but she's pretty.
Yeah.
As you're looking around, kind of sizing up everyone else's aura and hotness, your attention is immediately cut by the sound of deep bellowing horns
Oh.
from the guards on top of the wall and on the ground by the gates.
Do they sound like
As-
this?
That was so loud.
Sorry.
No, that was
Really-
great. That was
right in my
power.
ears.
R.I.P.
That got our
headphones.
attention. That got our attention.
I don't know why it's so loud.
Nope, that was.
You weren't back from break before. Welcome back.
Hope we didn't
That's
fall
how you
asleep.
get. That's how you get the attention of dozens of battalions.
Mhm.
Yeah.
With
As
high
these air
aura.
horns go off,
Teenager battalions. Yes, sir.
As DJ Khaled steps up.
the clunking and grinding of metal gears begins to turn. And you are all surprised to see that these gates actually slide open into the walls very, very quickly.
Pocket gates?
They just,
Oh.
That's cool.
about 30 feet wide, they take all but a couple seconds to open.
Dang.
As for the first time, you look out into the wild of the Underdark.
Oh.
I've got a reference image, and I believe that should also that should be an asset that could go on screen. It may or may not.
It looks like it is.
Oh, ho,
Checking it
ho.
out right now.
Oh, whoa.
Mhm.
So,
I'll put
of
it
the
in
elements that we're
resource so you can
seeing
see
on the
too.
screen, how much of this would occur within the walls of the city?
So these are familiar elements, but the way it's been implemented into your city is much more organized, kind of like seeing like you would regular trees out in a forest versus how they're planted in a city. There's way less structure to it. There's a lot more chaos. Also, it is huge out here. Everything seems amped up. Where was I?
We
Where was
all
I?
we just see it. We haven't moved yet. The door's just open, and
Mm-hmm. And you're all starting to walk out.
is it like the Breath of the Wild where we walk out and the camera
Oh yeah,
pulls
it's like it zooms out and you just get this feeling of just this vastness. The ceilings of the massive cave system of the Underdark, they seem to extend beyond view.
Whoa.
I think in response, as Luna kind of goes up and like touches a mushroom here or like kind of brushes a tree there, like you see kind of like parts of her multicolored markings kind of seem to glimmer along with like every time she makes contact with it, and she seems very happy.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
And she's kind of humming
love
to
that.
herself.
When you
Lacan's
look up,
ears
it-
are.
oh, sorry.
I was going to say, Lacan's ears are kind of twitching. Is there anything different that we hear out here that's like suddenly the 60-foot wall has dropped away and we're in the wilds?
You hear a whole, not just a whole slew of sounds from various creatures that might be out here. You hear the sound of a creek. You hear the rustling of all this fungi and foliage. Among everything else, though, aside from the specific sounds, more notably, the space is what kind of grabs you the most. It suddenly feels like there's just so much room for sound and everything to travel.
Wow.
And when you look up, all of this fungi, everything, as you look up, everything seems to almost disappear into almost like a cloud-like fog system. And through these, your characters wouldn't call them clouds because you don't know what clouds are, but you as players can equivalent to clouds.
Miasma.
Whatever this fog is, you see small dots of light from glowing fungi and other plant life glowing through like stars would.
Oh.
Cool.
And you are sent off on your first mission, and for the first time are leaving the walls outside of Raynor.
There's like a moment, Kadal's taking a few steps, and then he like looks out, and it's this slow little rotation of him, and you can hear the I can go the distance horns from Hercules. He's like, yeah, and just goes, hey! Just to hear if it echoes or anything. Just you guys hey into the distance.
Lacan was listening so closely.
And at the same time, Cassia was actually having somewhat of a Sound of Music moment where she was kind of in her own world, just like, wow, this space is so amazing. I'm basically Julie Andrews on the top of the Alps. But
The hills are alive.
Luna.
But Hadal
Hadal
immediately
just-
brings her out of that. And she's like, oh,
Hey!
Now, Luna,
Yes.
as you leave the city, you hear a voice whisper to you that lightly says, find him.
Do I hear it like when I commune with nature?
It does not seem to have been prompted by that.
Ooh.
So it's a voice I don't recognize because in at least my headcanon, she speaks to the forest all the time. She's used to like hearing the mushrooms and hearing the trees and all that kind of stuff. But this is like a stranger's voice.
Yes.
Did you
And
guys
you
hear
are
that?
still
Yeah.
still somewhat surrounded by dozens of other cadets.
That was Kadal.
Yeah, sorry, I got caught up in the moment.
Oh, find who, Kadal?
Hmm?
You said find him. Find who?
No, I just said, hey.
Who?
This is like, we've seen Luna be odd before. So we're like, this is a different odd.
And Lacan is feeling embarrassed by this odd, but as he's walking through the walls, he's kind of just been watching all the other troops, all the other people interact with the fauna or do different stupid things. He's very much a learn by watching other people's mistakes type person. So he's looking around to see how everyone else is reacting to like Luna and Vidal right now.
Yeah, are we the weirdest troop?
How's our aura doing right now?
Yeah, how's the aura now?
Just to check in.
So a few people immediately around you take notice. Kadal, you're not the only person who does that. After you do it, someone else like kind of copies you because they're like, whoa, that looks weird. Someone else calls out into the abyss of the Underdark. It almost like brings on this wave of like kind of hype. Like it's setting in with everyone that's just like, yo, we're out here.
Yeah, it's
We
the first
left.
time. It's the first time any of us have been out here, right?
Yeah. Most of you, it's your first time for sure.
And we've
So
known
we're
about
hearing
this
all the
our whole
hype.
lives.
Yeah. And then Kadal goes, "Can I get a oh yeah?"
Just hearing the "Allo" from DreamHack.
All of the cadets fall silent.
And I go,
Apparently, you cannot.
"Let's go."
tell.
So with that, you all set out on your various missions. And at first, it's dozens and dozens of you. It's several troops. As the hours go by, more and more of them following the maps from their debriefings break off, go different directions. And eventually, you all are following the map, and you are all on your own.
Oof.
As we go, Luna is definitely not, like, if there's a path, she's not usually on the path. She's, like, zipping across the path to, like, skip from big mushroom to big mushroom, and then she, like, climbs a tree branch and kind of swings from it while everyone walks underneath her, and then she kind of, like, flips and then walks behind them for a little bit, and then, like, climbs under a bush for a while. Like, she's just, like, yeah.
It's like when you take an unleashed dog on a walk.
Exactly like that. 100%.
Lacan
With a little more grace.
appears disinterested, but you can tell every like minute or so he does like a count the ducks, kind of like 1, 2, there she is. 1,
And-
2, there she is.
Kadal is just focusing on the map, but he knows where Luna's like jumping around, and so when she's like jumping from branch to branch, he like sets his tail up a little bit, and she swings on that too, and he like knows when she's coming, so he like sets that up to platform her.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I was gonna say every once in a while, like maybe one of her feet kind of lands on one of your guys' shoulders or something.
Yep. Yeah, it's like you're jumping, and then I just put my hand out, you land, and then jump off and
Yeah.
to the map.
And I think Cassia is almost a little embarrassed about how interested she is in all of these new plants, because that's like so farm of her. But luckily she can't like stop to sniff everything because she has to keep up with all of you.
Yeah. Kadal in the front is like, Cassia, how are you holding up?
Great. This is awesome.
Just good.
Luckily, good thing for that training, huh?
Are you taking any samples, Cassia? Lacan is watching you to see if you are harvesting anything.
I think that I want to take samples of everything, but I have to be so judicious. So maybe just one really effervescent, like bioluminescent flower, if that exists, DM. I'd like
It
to
would
just...
probably be a mushroom.
A beautiful mushroom that almost looks like a flower, and I want to put
Four-leaf
behind my
shrub.
ear
Mm-hmm.
You
For
said
keepsies.
effervescent. That's
for
what you
later.
To
A
press it in
snail.
a book.
Well, after a couple hours of this, taking in this new environment, all these sights, these sounds, these smells, you all come upon a bridge. A bridge crossing over what appears to be a wide ravine. As you get closer to the edge, you feel hot air rising from the ravine, as well as a strange, almost egg-y smell.
Ooh.
You hear the sound of running water, but can't see down the ravine too far, as at a certain depth your view is obstructed by all the steam rising from it. This bridge goes forward at least 50 feet, but it's hard to tell exactly how far it goes because steam also rises so far ahead that as it thickens up further down, it limits how far down the bridge you can actually see.
What kind of bridge is it? Like, what's it made out of?
It is made out of rope and wood. Appears to be pretty
Classic.
old, and you can see some of the wood planks are damaged, and some are just completely missing.
Do we recognize the smell? You said there's an eggy smell.
You do not.
Just
It's
eggy.
weird.
Oh, so this is a new experience for us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh.
Feel like
Well,
maybe we should like hold on to each other.
Lacan,
I'm not the one who ate 6 bowls of midge slurp last night.
that is fair. Well, it wasn't me. Yeah, Luna, you can hang on to my tail if you want.
Okay.
Cassie, are you okay?
I think so.
Can you see okay? Do you need to hang on?
I might follow your lead unless you want me to go first. I do weigh the least.
So this is. We can see though, right? We can. It's not so thick that we can't see in front of us.
You can see in front of you, but you can only see about 50 feet into the steam before it gets too thick. The bridge looks like it almost just kind of disappears into it.
Oh, crap.
I want to try using a feature of my character that I have not used before called Bestow Tale, which is a College of Spirits feature.
Okay.
And I want to. Well, I don't know what the tale would be because what I do is I reach out to spirits who tell their tales through me. While you're holding your spiritual focus, you can use a bonus action to expend one of your Bardic Inspiration and roll on the Spirit Tales table using your Bardic Inspiration die to determine the tale the spirits direct you to tell. You retain the tale in mind until you bestow the tale's effects or you finish a short or long rest. You can use an action to choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you, which can be myself, to bestow the target of the tale's effect. Once you do, you can't bestow the tale's effect again until you roll it again. You can retain only one of these tales in mind at a time. And if you roll again on the spirit table, that tale's effect ends. So,
Is this like wild magic for bards?
kinda looks like it. I've never seen it before.
Ooh.
But I
Let me
roll...
look at the... Oh, I was going to say let me look at the table.
Well, the table is 1 through 12, so I'm assuming I roll a d12.
Yeah, but then I'm trying to figure out what that... Ah, here we go. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's 1 through 12 and it's one of these effects. If you want to try,
I
you
do.
sure can.
All right, I'm rolling a d12.
Love me some wild effects.
Me too.
What's a wild effect?
So wild, it's basically there's a table of random effects and you roll to see which one happens.
Cool.
Oh, this is perfect. It's the tale of the beloved friends. The target and another creature of its choice that it can see within 5 feet of it gains temporary hit points equal to a roll of your Bardic Inspiration die plus your Charisma modifier.
Ooh.
So I think
that's
that
sick.
when Kadal tells me that I can hold on to his tail, I'm like holding it and swinging it, and it's like I hear something and I'm like, oh yeah, the tail of the beloved friends. Like when Joba the bird held on to the tail of the crocodile. Yeah. And they made it all the way across the sky.
Across the... What?
I don't know.
That is a good tale. Like mine.
And then that means that I roll my Bardic Inspo die.
Mm-hmm, and add your charisma.
And I'm just checking what my Bardic Inspo is. It's a D6. So Inspo would be 3 plus my Charisma modifier, I believe it said.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 4. So
7.
7. And that gets...
That's temporary hit points, right?
Yeah. So we both get 7 temporary hit points, Bo.
Mm-hmm. So if you look at your HP on D&D Beyond, next to your HP you see temp.
Yeah.
You just click on that and add 7.
7!
Mm-hmm.
Heck yes. Thanks, Tale of whatever that was.
Beloved friends!
We're beloved friends. This is my tale. The tale of your beloved friend.
This is the tale of my beloved friend.
This is the tale of beloved friends.
And y'all are crossing?
Yeah. We're talking as we're crossing. I'm imagining.
We're talking, but we're
Okay,
also
what
kind of like...
order, if I may
together?
ask first?
Oh, sorry.
Who's going first?
I'm going first. I have the map. And
Okay.
Luna's hanging on to me, but I also... Because we've seen a stream before. We've seen... and heard water.
Yeah, you know what water is.
Yeah.
There's rivers running through Raina.
So, but we can't really see it that well. Am I correct? No. So Kadal and Luna, because Luna's hanging onto his tail, he wants to cross the bridge, but he's kind of like curious about looking over the bridge and just examining all his surroundings. So he's kind of like doing this, going from one side of the bridge to the other, and just like looking over, and then going to the other side and looking over.
And it's affecting Cassia a little bit because
well, before, if we may, I want to get the order everyone's going in.
Gotcha.
Is it a swingy bridge or is it like
it's a swingy wood rope bridge.
Noted.
It is not stable. It is very creaky. So Cassia, you're going third.
Is that okay? Is that yes?
Yeah, no, I just want to get the order, and then there's a couple things. There's mechanically stuff, and then Lacan. Okay,
Yes.
so Kadal and Luna, you have your temporary hit points, and you, at the same time, it's not wide enough for 2 people. It's going to be 1-on-1.
Oh, I'm behind him.
Yeah.
Luna directly behind.
Yeah.
So you walk on, and the first step, you immediately feel the bridge is really creaky and really unstable. And I would like the both of you to roll stealth to try stealth or
12.
Yeah, no, stealth to see if you can try and lightly make your way across.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Let's go!
It's like I'm not even there.
Okay. So you two are making your way across, and you feel the bridge is creaking. You feel almost each and every single plank of wood bends uncomfortably. Okay. This is wood that's also been hovering over steam, so it is like water soaked and it's very bendy. It feels...
How would anyone make a bridge made out of wood over a steamy water?
Mm-hmm. And Cassia, as you approach the bridge, you can see that as they're walking, the bridge just like very much it's on very weak limbs.
I think I'd like. Oh,
No. Oh, dude.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was actually just gonna like look up at Lacan like, what do I do?
Maybe you guys should wait till we get across.
Yeah, we can check. We can check it.
I'm just curious if there's a universe where I can see the dip in the bridge caused by Kadal and triangulate exactly how far away from the end they are. You know, it's like
oh my
here, like where does it sag in the middle? Like, if I know
Wow.
that they're like a third of the
You're
way
out here
after a
doing
couple
trigonometry.
steps,
Oh my god.
somewhere there's a math teacher who goes, this bitch doesn't know how to do this. Like,
So
But
I'll
Lacan
give
might.
that. At some point, I can give that a hard maybe. The fact that you cannot see the other side of the bridge means there's pretty vital information missing, but you might be able to make something of it.
well, that's the
Um,
math. We've got A, weve got the angle,
Yeah.
and the hypotenuse is straight. So
Can Lacan still see me?
How far have you walked at this point? I'll give you the option from 10 to, let's say 10 to, actually, you know what? We'll use this order you're in as an initiative order. And we will say, because even though we're not in combat, initiative can also be used for tense situations where a lot of people want to try a lot of things. So it gives some order to what everyone wants to try to do.
Very true.
So Kadal and Luna, your initiative is basically together. So I'll give you the option. You can move up to your walking speed.
Walking speed is
Kadal, for you, that's 40, but I believe for Luna, that's 30.
I would imagine we're going about half speed.
Okay.
Or that Kadal is going about half speed, like proceeding with caution. So I'll go the same speed as Kadal, which would still be under my movement.
So like 20 feet?
Yeah.
39 feet.
20
20
feet.
20 feet. 20 feet.
39 is half of 40. Okay.
We're teaching math today.
I didn't see any errors.
We came here to learn.
Okay. So, everything that has been said. Luna gives some advice. It is now Cassia's turn. What would you like to do? Do you want to try and go on? You want to stay put? You want to try something else?
Can I try Misty Step to where I can see where they are? Because you can only do it as far as you can see, right? I read some things.
Yeah, briefly surrounded by silvery mist. You can teleport up to 30 feet in an unoccupied space that you can see.
Okay. What do you think? Okay, I'm still here with the con. What do you think? Should I try to go the full 30 feet? You do the trigonometry. Can I do the 30 feet, or should I just go right behind them?
You should wait.
Oh my god.
Okay, I think I take my little flower out and I just kind of start sniffing it and going like this. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that.
I'm gonna glance back over my shoulder and then I'm gonna shout, "You've got this! Let us know when you get to the other side."
Yay!
So then I assume, Lacan, that also means you're staying put?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Back to Kadal and Luna. Are you continuing to creep forward?
Yep.
Okay.
Kadal's confident. Kadal's like, yeah, we just all we have to do is be careful and we'll be fine.
As you are walking, before you put too much weight on this front foot, one of your front steps breaks one of the planks. It's not enough to where you fall through, so there's no deck save or anything, but it does break under your foot, and you are you immediately just pull your foot back.
I do that. I go,
Maybe
yeah,
just
be careful.
like, yeah, we'll just be careful. Just, test each board before you step on it.
Yeah. So now Kadal's doing like a big point and like lightly like touching the steps in front of him. Yeah, just
As you continue to walk, you go another 20 feet. You are 40 feet across this bridge. The sound of these waters under the bridge get louder and louder and louder.
What? I can't hear you. The water's getting really loud right now.
I said the water's loud.
Say it again. The water's too loud.
I said it's loud because of the water.
Cassia, are you
You can
good?
hear them fine just yelling at each other, right?
You hear that they are yelling something. Can I have the both can I have Cassia and Lacan roll perception?
Dirty 21.
Nice.
Wait, perception. Okay, I can read. 20.
Nice. So you're able to hear what they are yelling about, but it is very difficult to make out. But you do hear that they are yelling at each other and they're yelling back at you. It's really loud.
I think we keep going.
Wait. Is it? Oh, okay. You guys.
Well, that brings us to Cassia. Do you continue to wait, or are you going to walk?
No, I'm gonna wait. No, more than ever. Yeah, more than ever. I'm gonna wait. Thank you, though.
Thank
Just
you.
feeling more
Yeah,
and
no
more
problem.
confident in that decision.
Lacan?
Lacan wants to look at the ropes of the bridge. Are we seeing any like fraying or twisting or like integrity issues?
I'll say let's keep your perception roll that you just did. It was a good roll, and you're hyper vigilant. Nothing that seems to be an immediate threat, but you get the feeling that the load it can bear is pretty close to capacity. You feel like it's barely hanging on with the two of them on there.
Kadal's
Noted.
big load.
That brings us to Kadal and Luna.
Yep. We're moving.
Another 20 feet for y'all.
Yep.
We go. We ball.
Can I have the two of you make another stealth check each?
Stealth check. Let's go. 15.
Same.
Okay.
Twins.
Let's go.
I feel like that deserves a bonus.
The tale of
Beloved friends.
friends.
Just looking up something here. Okay.
Getting Big Jobo and the crocodile vibes off their friendship.
So, Cassia and Lacan, you can no longer see Kadal and Luna as they are 60 feet into this bridge. What would you like to do, Cassia?
Can I still hear them at all?
Not currently.
Okay. Feel like a missile would not work on this.
No.
Shoot a missile. See what
I'm
happens.
not getting this answer. Are you guys? We're in the same worksheet.
Let me just test the bridge real quick.
I assume you can probably still see the bridge like swaying with us walking.
Sure.
Do I have any like ability to like change the weather? Like, can I make a wind or something? Not me.
You tell me.
Somebody did.
Okay, I'm just worried. Cassia is really worried, and her brain is kind of racking for like anything she's learned, but as we established, she can't. Actually, wait, can I roll for investigation and see if I notice anything else?
You sure
At
can
all?
try.
Okay, that's doing something. It's 10.
You notice that this bridge
That there's a bridge.
seems very unstable.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Not much more info you can really find at this time. So are you moving or are you still staying put?
I'm gonna stay.
Okay. And Lacan?
Yeah, I'd like to use this chance to listen around us and behind us to see if anything is, approaching or hurrying us along.
Nothing but the sound of these waters here.
And like Anna said, the bridge is like swaying and stuff. Like we would see it kind of like go back to slack and kind of settle when they were across.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting with Cassie.
Mm-hmm. Kadal and Luna.
Yeah. We ball. We ball?
At this point, you can see the end of the bridge as it goes to the other side of the ravine. On your last stealth check, you started to hustle a little bit. The sounds of the bridge creaking, growing louder. The yelling across to your friends. A couple wood planks breaking. And then you see rushing towards you are about a dozen rats.
Oh.
Cute.
How big are they?
They're rat-sized rats.
Oh,
They're pretty
nice.
standard rats.
Word.
But I need all of you to, I need the both of you to make acrobatics check as they are crossing the bridge.
Oh, fantastic. Let's go. That would be a nat 20 plus 4.
Whoa. 15 for me.
Nice. Okay.
I think his 20 is enough that we pull off a perfect balance maneuver
Oh.
where I'm standing on his tail as he like balances on the side or whatever.
I'm like, all right, hop on. We're doing like a whole gymnastics cheerleader act right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kadal, your reflexes kick in, and you're able to just like strongly but not too abruptly sort of raise yourself using the ropes on the side of the bridge.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like an Iron Cross situation, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like the Olympic gymnasts when they're holding the rings, he just goes, oh. And then does like a perfect like straight angle hinge on the legs.
Luna,
I pose because it looks so cool.
You give like a Ginyu Force pose.
you give your pose that just barely falls short, and you slip on a rat,
15
and you fall off of the bridge.
No!
off the whole bridge.
Off the whole bridge.
What?
And Kadal, as you are kind of hoisted up on the ropes, you look down. Well, you hear the slip, and you watch Luna fall off the side of the bridge.
Can I catch her with my tail?
Do you have any reactions?
I was going to ask that. Do you
I'm
have...
very reactive. What is where is
Your
that?
reactions are deflect missile and deflect missile attacks. I don't think you have anything that would allow you to. So unfortunately,
God.
Luna does fall.
Even if you count me as a missile, deflecting me is really not going to help.
Can I persuade her to not fall?
You go, Luna, stop!
Stop it, Luna! Don't do that thing!
My beloved friend.
My tail!
You watch Luna fall into this steam.
I don't get any like aid from having been holding on to his tail, do
Yeah,
I?
she's holding on to my tail of the beloved friend.
Luna disappears into this steam.
He's had enough of our nonsense.
And it's not very long after she disappears until you hear her hit the water.
Oh.
As Luna, you take... Oh.
I have temporary hit points because of my beloved friend.
Yeah.
And you take 11 bludgeoning damage.
That's fine. We're fine.
As you have fallen, what you can assess is 20 feet,
Oh.
which is not super far.
It's not comfortable.
Did we determine that I can talk to multiple people telepathically at once or just one?
Just one.
I say to Kadal,
I'm good. Just 20 feet down in the water, but I feel good, beloved friend.
You okay? Do you know how to swim?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay, good. Beloved friend. Just, maybe swim to the other side of at the end of the bank. or something. Is this a cliff? Is it a canyon? Or it's just like she could...
So at this point, since you see the other side of the bridge, you see that where the start of the bridge was like almost like a cliffside, it was a steep drop, but going to the other side is actually a slope. So, Luna, you think you would be able to just swim and climb up the other side?
I do.
Swim!
So you are still 20 feet away from there. So what is your movement speed?
Me?
Yeah.
30.
30? So your swim speed would be half of that. And
So 15.
Right. And your... Oh, wait, that was the top of the round. That was theirs. Okay, so with that... Oh, wait, no. Because that was the rat's turn. So that would actually bring us to Cassia. So currently, Luna and Kadal, you are still 60 feet across the bridge of what you can assess now is about an 80-foot bridge. Cassia, you see a dozen rats crawl out of the steam towards where you are on the bridge. Well, where you're standing, where the bridge starts.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
Above board
Yes.
question. I knew I had something for animals, and it's not a spell, it's a potion that I packed like the first day. Can I use a potion of animal friendship?
Yeah, can you read me the effects?
I sure can. When you drink this potion, you can cast the animal friendship spell, save DC 13, for 1 hour at will. Agitating this muddy liquid brings little bits into view, blah, blah, blah. Like, very cute, but not inappropriate.
Okay. So, let me see. Animal... Oh, wait. Sorry, what was the spell again?
Animal friendship.
Animal friendship. That's right. Okay. That lets you convince enemies to mean no harm. It means that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. Alright. Just gotta look up a little
You know what,
numby here and there.
I should too. I don't know what I'm doing. I might be accidentally getting married to a rat, and I don't know.
Okay, let me see here.
The one where Cassia marries a rat.
Okay.
Oh.
You point at a random rat after drinking this potion.
Yeah.
What do you say to it?
Sorry, one last question. I can only convince it I mean it no harm.
Yeah.
Lame. Okay, then.
The rat's like, I don't care.
There's just
Yeah.
a dozen of them, and then you point to one
Yeah.
and go, it's fine.
Hey, buddy.
You
Hit him
cast
with
the
the
spell
dino.
and you watch one rat kind of stop and it sort of stands up on its hind legs
Please go around
and
us.
then it just gets back on all fours and keeps crawling.
It's your friend now, though. You made a friend.
I'm like air traffic
not
controlling these
unforgivable.
rats, and they're just going like over my feet.
It like turns
Between
around,
the
gives like
sides-
a tiny wave, and then just keeps skittering off, and it's on its way.
Aw, worth it.
Maybe
then.
we'll see that rat again. Maybe that'll come in handy sometime.
It might remember this.
It might.
Okay.
Lacan,
Lacan.
you saw the bridge let up some tension.
Indeed. And perhaps heard a splash?
Can I get another perception roll? Because it's pretty loud, but you might have.
That's a 10.
You heard something.
And then we see rats like just pouring across the bridge.
Yep. From out of the steam, straight across the bridge, straight past you.
But one of them's nice.
Yeah,
All
one of them has good vibes.
could be nice.
Hi, Aura.
They're not chewing the ropes on the bridge. They're fleeing. We have no, they're going past us in general. We're just the one past us, and the rest are holding court.
No, they all passed.
Okay.
They all just left. They're gone.
Oh, and I wasn't fast enough to perhaps use animal handling, and
If you want to.
I would like to scoop one up and just check the condition of these rats. Are these very, like, standard issue rats? Are they, like, white?
Yeah,
Are
let me-
they...
Domestic or are they imported?
Is one
Let me
a genius,
get-
one
Escape a
insane?
laboratory.
Let me get a animal handling roll.
Do they have a VIN number?
Can I put them in a ball? Or a watch?
What was the roll?
Or, 6.
6.
Yeah, that's not good.
You pick one up. You look at it for a second. Seems like a rat. If you've ever seen one, pretty standard issue rat. And then it bites you for 2 piercing damage.
Oh my lord.
The Khan just very gently puts this rat that is biting him back on the ground and then holds for the rat to release. And when it does...
Oh yeah, it releases. It doesn't hang. It just like put me down.
Okay, yeah, we did do that, gently. Full respect to the rat. If it ever had to do that, I was
It
violating
rolled a
its
19
autonomy.
to hit. It was not having it.
That's deserved. No questions. No notes.
Yeah, you didn't respect that rat's agency.
It was on me. He wanted cheese, and he's a grown woman with money and agency, so...
Any
Oh my
movement
gosh.
on your turn.
Yeah, there was a splash, and I think, like, Cassia, we gotta go, and I'll take the 30 feet very carefully.
Okay. Can I get stealth from you, Lacan?
Yeah, it's not gonna be great, I'm sure. Oh. Disadvantage with armor worn. I have chainmail on.
Okay.
That's okay, right? It's like roll mode. Disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling. That's a 14, fam! Which is
Okay.
good, right?
Wow, 14 at disadvantage?
Yeah, man. A 19
Nice.
is what I threw away.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. You managed to clunkily stealth your way. Your movement speed, you're moving 30?
30 feet for me.
Okay. Yep. You get 30 feet across.
Do I get a dash, or did using the animal handling count as my action?
That was an action, yes.
Oh, never mind. Disregard.
At this distance, you are 30 feet away from Kadal, and you don't see Luna.
And I'm in the perfect Olympic pose.
And I do admire it. I do. Like, that's what stops me. Honestly, not the limit on my speed or distance, but just, holy shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh hey.
I was like, nice.
Thanks.
Where's Luna?
She fell.
Speaking of, Luna, you take 5 piercing damage as you begin to swim. You feel multiple. You feel 5 sharp little pricks in all throughout your body as you're swimming.
Oh.
As you look into the water, I'll drop this in resources. You find that these waters are filled with quippers.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those look like piranhas to me.
Yep.
No. They're
No.
flippers.
As
I-
about a dozen of these things have already surrounded you.
I want to clarify, did Skeeter take flight and he's fine?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Skeeter
no.
definitely has the reaction. Skeeter will say flew off of you and just landed on Kadal.
He's on my tail.
Mm-hmm.
As
just
I
like,
fell, I was
whoa.
like, Skeeter, no! And I like placed him on your tail. Yeah. Ah.
I just saw the layout.
Thank you, Red
That's
Wizard.
amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my god.
So yeah, exactly that. You look down and see exactly that.
I hate that.
I go.
And that brings up Kadal.
Yeah. I want to get out of this position and just get off the bridge,
Okay.
but I want to do it cool.
Yeah, let me get a performance.
All right. It's 6.
Okay.
So it's not that cool, but it's like, all right.
You feel like it looks cool.
I feel cool. I do feel
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
And you do, in fact, make it across the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. But like what I originally wanted to do was like a crazy, like an upside down triple axle and then all this stuff. But instead I just kind of like swing my feet and then throw myself onto the end of the bridge. And I go, woo!
Nicely done.
Thanks.
Anything else on your turn?
Can I, am I able to go get Luna? Can I like run down the bank?
Let's see, you use 20 feet of movement. You could go down there. You have another 20 feet of movement. So you could go, we'll say you could get like 10 feet into the water, which would put you 10 feet away from Luna, and you'd be swimming.
Okay, yeah, that's what I do.
Which
I,
you're
run,
good at.
I see Luna, I go, Luna! And then I move that 10 feet. So now I'm like, I'm 10 feet away from you!
I see that.
Okay.
Yeah, Lacan, you see Kadal get to the end of the bridge, turn around, and then just run into the water.
Yeah, from your perspective, I go,
And with that, Quippers would get an opportunity attack.
Hey, I meant to tell you that there's some sharp fish in here.
I'm still not used to this, what?
Yeah, and as you run into the water, you immediately feel these little
Yeah,
These
yeah, I
little
go,
hooks in
what did
your
you
leg.
say? There's fish biting at me!
as you take 5 piercing damage. Luna,
Yes.
it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I wanna. I'm assuming Kadal is like over here toward the bank, and like, are the fish on any one side of me?
They're just kind of scattered around you.
I want to cast Thunder Wave. I'm gonna turn around away from Kadal, and I'm gonna go poof, and like blast the Quippers away from me. And I feel like if I'm also pushing that much water, it would probably like ski boat propel me like off the out of the water onto the bank.
Can you
Maybe
remind me
into
what the
Kadal.
save
I'm not sure.
is? Can you remind me what the save is for that?
Constitution 14.
Okay. Let me see how the save goes.
It's the face of a child who has watched Pikachu shock a lot of people standing in puddles.
Actually, you did.
Who has an idea of how this might go, but can't wait to
Thunder
see.
Wave is not lightning. It's different.
That's purely paralysis, isn't it? Damage.
Yeah,
I
it's
understand.
paralysis.
Just like in Pokemon. Which is the only reason I know.
That's how I learned my basic chemistry.
Right?
is
Elemental
true.
interactions. So, yeah.
Absolute facts.
I'm just saying it sounds like you're making an argument for Pokemon right now.
Oh,
Listen.
hold up. So, it's
So you agree?
So it's half damage on a success, right?
Yes. Yes. But they still push. Oh
Yeah.
no, they're not pushed. Never mind. If they save, they're not pushed.
Okay. So, and it's just like it'll do damage no matter what, right?
Yes.
It's not okay. So here's what happens. Half of them make the save. The other half don't. They all die. So They each have 1 HP. These are just fish.
I,
So you see like 10 fish corpses just fly into the air, move 10 feet in the water. You see 10 just kind of like float up to the surface. And because you have enough movement speed and you eliminated the immediate equippers, yeah, you definitely like just rock skip across the surface
I'm like,
and end up. And
I'm
end
trying
up
to think. There's
on the
what is
shore.
what's the movie where someone? Oh, it's a Peter Pan where Captain Hook gets like. Brr, brr,
Yeah.
brr, brr, like that's
It's that.
I just see Anna on a jet ski.
yeah, except backwards like this.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Yeah, Kadal, you see as you're about to swim and try and catch or like try and help Luna swim out, she just
I go,
just straight past you.
Luna!
Meow.
And I just, all right.
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, this is a great turn. Cassia, you heard a loud clap of thunder and watched as a dozen or so dead fish kind of fly out of the water and land back in the water. So you're just standing at the foot of this bridge and just animals are just like emerging.
I don't have a potion for this.
That's amazing. Lacan just leaves, and all of a sudden it's just animals coming at you.
I'm just imagining like the animation of Cassia just standing there, and it's like rats, fish.
Yeah.
She's just like,
Yeah, because
Still
again,
just
like,
got my little flower. Like, it's fine.
yeah, because a turn in D&D is about 3 seconds. So this happened like 5 seconds apart. It was just like
This is
rats,
a
rats.
zoo.
Huh.
That's amazing.
Fish.
And you can like you can like barely hear the skidding of Luna being like, just the
What
rumble
would you
of
like
it.
to do?
All right, I'm thinking back to a time when Christina, was about 8, and I went to SeaWorld, and I sat in the front row, and I just got splashed, and the water smelled so weird. That's exactly what just happened to Cassia. So she's just like, all right, it's time to Misty Step. And I would like to Misty Step right behind the con.
Okay.
Or, yes.
Yeah,
So it's a-
you
the
can
30
do
feet.
that. And then
Yes.
we will say, because you Misty stepped there, you don't have to make the first stealth check because you just poofed to where you were. So you were just 30 feet across this bridge.
And, like, in my wake, there's just, like, a gross puddle, but where my feet were is dry.
Great. That brings us to, yes, the Quippers. Because there's still some on Kadal.
Ah!
Ow!
I'm like, Luna, wait. Ow. Ow.
You take another 2 piercing damage.
Oh, that's all of my extra beloved friend strength.
Yep. Gone to fish.
Gone to fish.
but look at you had that to feed the fish.
Could have been worse. Yeah. You're right.
It's on you.
So, Kadal, is your turn. What would you like to do?
I want to get out of the water.
Okay, you can get out of the water.
I'm gonna get out of the water. So I'm walking out of the water like. Are they still
watch-
on me?
There's like one that's kind of latched onto your head and its little tail still kicking. You don't notice it, but Luna, you see one Quipper just latched on.
You got
Am I still? Is it?
And then, and in
something.
addition to that, you see latched onto the Quipper is Skeeter.
These Skeeter's hanging on, just like.
Well, Skeeter's eating now, so
Oh,
yeah,
great.
you see its needle just
boy,
like stuck
Skeeter.
into the fish.
Good boy.
I look up. I'm like, my hero. I have more walking I can do, right?
Yeah. It would have been swim. Oh, but you are a fisherman, so yeah. So 40, and that was 10 feet. Yeah, you have another 30 feet.
I'm elusive. Oh yeah, I just want to. Can Luna and I just like walk back up to the bridge to join the gang?
Yeah, yeah. But
Let's
like to the To the end of the bridge, not back
Yeah.
on the bridge.
To the
right?
to the edge of it. I don't want that
Okay.
again.
Okay, just making
I'm like,
sure.
look
just
on,
making
I'm
sure.
coming. Yeah, to the end of the bridge.
Luna, anything for you? You're back on shore.
No, I'm on the time.
Wait, what? Did we skip?
After Cassie?
Oh, shoot, my bad. We skipped Lacan. Lacan, you go.
When Cassia Misty stepped next to me
Yes.
on the bridge, it was, and I don't mean to imply she's a very tiny and petite little woman. This is not just the added, like, a physics question. How's the bridge doing?
Bridge is still holding up.
Cool. And I wouldn't want to leave Cassia on the bridge. And Cassia, I wouldn't want to do this without your consent. And DM, you already probably told me no with athletics and lifting and taking her with me. But what are the odds that I could just take Cassia the rest of the distance to the edge?
Well, that would slow you down because you'd be carrying a person. So you could do it mechanically speaking. I don't know how much it would really benefit.
Okay. And is there like any escort thing where like I can use like half my distance and then Cassie can go half together?
Let's see what a quick search says.
You could just tell me no.
I want to know what.
I feel like this is going to come up again, so it's worth the look up.
It's the gentleman's stallouts that hit Lacan, where it's like, I can't leave
Let's
into
call
danger,
it.
but now I'm leaving danger, so mathematically I can't. You will.
I would also say that it is worth noting that if you carry Cassia, then the weight of the both of you would be concentrated onto one spot.
Oh, it's true. Right now we've got better distribution. All right.
So yes, you can still try. I would say it's an athletics check.
What if I just pick her up and place her in front of me and say, you go, Cassia, I'll hold up the rear.
Yeah, you can let her go in front of you if you want.
Yeah, I will do this thing.
Okay.
In whatever way least interferes with your autonomy. I'm not trying to get bit again.
No, it's totally fine. I'm just more thinking like, okay, how will this affect this bridge that is barely holding up two people? So then with your turn, you're just letting Cassia lead. Okay, cool.
And I'm readying a rope. I have rope in my inventory. I'm just gonna eyeball that one.
Okay. Very good. Kadal or Luna, is there anything you want to do, or are you just kind of sitting tight till they make it?
I am gonna just tell Skeeter he's a good boy.
I'm gonna just check the map and kind of look ahead of the trail. We're on a trail. There's an actual trail.
Yeah, there's trails and paths and like routes and things like that.
I want to move up like 20 feet ahead of the trail
Okay.
or down the trail.
I guess I'm also, since it's at will and I have an action, I'm gonna cast dancing lights to try to just light the way across the bridge
Sure.
to help them in case that, they misstep or anything. Maybe this would help.
Cool. So, Cassia and Lacan, you see these two glowing lights light up around Luna. Four dancing lights that light up around Luna. My mistake. As even though you had, oh wait, you're 30 feet. Okay,
They're like a ranged thing, so I'm imagining that I'm sending them to the bridge and doing like two here, so that they're on like the railings.
Yeah. The rest of the bridge is looking clear. And at that point, since there are no more imminent threats, and I'm assuming neither Kadal nor Luna are going to get back on the bridge, you are able to cross the bridge safely.
When does the fish lose consciousness and fall off Kadal's head?
Probably a couple minutes.
Okay, that's up to you. That's your fish.
I mean, as long as the fish is left there, it might just
Fish isn't. I mean, it's its version of oxygen.
Yeah.
Well, and blood.
And life. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
1%,
doesn't have that
that
much
1 HP.
longer. And you know what else doesn't have much longer? Is this session, because that's where we'll stop.
No.
Wow, that
just
happened
know.
really fast.
That as soon
Because
as
it runs back
Lacan's
onto the
foot-
middle of the bridge. No, just
Just kidding, I get on the bridge. I want
Dog
more.
grapples the
Make me go.
bridge!
As soon as Lacan sets foot on dirt, he goes, "How's Skeeter?"
Good.
You see him just on a.
Aw.
We're all like, oh, so sweet.
Oh yeah, and it is worth noting that once you have crossed the bridge, Skeeter finishes up his meal, and then you see him fly off.
Fly, Skeeter. Fly.
I'm gonna think it's something we
Just
did.
like
Yeah.
developing a complex.
He was supposed to leave. His job.
Has he also been reassigned?
Oh. Your winged friends all leave you. Nate, did you think that crossing the bridge and that would take that long?
When I planned this, I was like, this bridge is either going to take 10 minutes or most of the session. And it was the latter. Because there was a scenario where all, however many it is, 6 checks are successful and you can just cross the bridge and then you see what's next. But
I feel like
the rats were woken up.
I've been part of parties where everyone's like, yeah, we just crossed the bridge. I don't know. But this party is like one of the most careful, like, I don't know what to do parties I've ever been in. And so a bridge is like, a bridge? Wait.
That's so true.
It
It's
was
so
smart
true.
because it's also worth noting as like a little peek under the hood thing. The bridge's load bearing capacity would have been 2 people.
We did
So
it.
when the 2 of you
yay.
were just like, all right, let's go. I was just like, hope no one else goes.
Well,
on
that was
there.
close.
Lacan, you saved Cassia. She was just gonna go.
No. That
A
fish man
gentleman.
was out there. He's all muscle. That's heavy. Sorry.
All right. Well, that concludes episode 2. We stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific on StonesThrow RPG, as well on YouTube, as well as on twitch.tv/AnnaProsser. So if you're watching this VOD later and you want to join in live with chat, you can do that. If you'd like to follow along with StonesThrow, there's lots of ways to do that. You can find us on social media at StonesThrow RPG on Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads. And of course, YouTube Shorts, if you like to consume those. And if you'd like to be part of our very vibrant, amazing, super fun community, you can find us on our subreddit, r/StonesThrowRPG, or you can join our Discord. The link to that is either in chat at !Discord, or it is underneath this video in the description. We have a lot of fun over there in the Discord, and that's where also if you took any clips from this show or made any art or have any ideas or any questions, you can bring that into the discussion thread for episode 2. That'll be in our forum area with the discussion. So if you did take clips, be sure to put them in the episode 1 to keep it spoiler free for everybody else. And I think that's it, but I want to go around really quick and each player just let people know where they can find you and if there's anything that they should look for from you in the coming weeks. Let's start with Rachel.
Thank you. Thanks again for another really fun session. Once again, we're ending, and I'm like, okay, wait, what's after the bridge up? But I've had a great time, and this weekend you can catch me hosting Brawl Stars. I'll be in Kuala Lumpur. So follow me on social media. That's at Seltzer Please for pictures and tweets and behind the scenes thoughts and things like that. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Christina.
Oh, that sounds so awesome. You're so cool. You can find me on Instagram. It's the Sea Wolf, or on Substack, cryingiscool.substack.com. There's some really exciting stuff coming up on there, so the subscription's free. Just come hang out with me. And now I really need to figure out how to get to sleep after these sessions because I'm just so jazzed and I keep staying up way too late past my bedtime. So if anyone has any advice, please let me know in the Discord. Now Bo.
Guys, this is so much fun. I keep saying that the ending of these are like the perfect cliffhanger because I'm like, now what's next? And then we'll find out next week. So this is so super fun for me. You can find me on all social media at Bobascoro, and you can also listen to my music on Spotify, Apple Music, and wherever you get your guys. I don't know if you guys heard that FaceTime call I just got, but wherever you guys listen to your music stream, I'm going to be there. So outside of socials, you can find me in music. And what about Nate?
Hey, thanks everyone for watching. I hope everyone enjoyed the session. I am locked out of my live journal, and that was the only thing I was looking forward to plugging, so I got nothing else for you, unfortunately.
What's
Not a dead journal?
What's a live journal?
Yeah.
We need to talk.
My back hurts.
It's okay. I got you.
That leaves me. I'm Anna Prosser. You can find me on all social media at Anna Prosser. You can also find the clothing line that Nate and I run together, which is Cantrip, cantripbrand.com, or Cantrip Brand on social media. It has fantasy and RPG inspired streetwear for you, and we have some really exciting drops in the works. So be sure that you're following or also on our mailing list, because our mailing list people usually get things first. I think that covers it. I wish that we could play again right now, but we will have to wait. So we'll see you in Discord until next Wednesday. Thanks, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.